Hey everybody, welcome back here. I have a little bit more of a personal video I want to just kind of talk about. For the past several weeks, I've been away, kind of out in Alaska. If you don't know, my mom died back in November because of liver failure. She had a drinking problem, and it kind of took her. I think COVID caused her to be bored, and when she got bored, she would start drinking. And it happened kind of fast. She also had some problems with her intestines previously, so it probably didn't help. But this is the story of my trip to Kodiak and seeing some family I haven't seen in a very long time, and to places that I haven't been in like 20 years. So it was really nice to check it out. Kind of the heads up is don't go Alaskan if you can, but I guess supposedly all the airlines suck nowadays. I Hawaiian seems to be the last bastion of like actually decent service. I took them from Seattle to Maui. It was actually really nice. Really nice flight too. Really nice people on board. When I took my flight from Anchorage or from Maui to Anchorage, there was all sorts of different problems, so they bumped up stuff the first class, and it was pretty shitty. Our flight left at 10 p.m. on Friday and got there in Anchorage on Saturday morning at 5. So just the not being able to sleep because the seats don't go that far back, to just kind of the time shift of, hey, this is a 5.5 hour flight, and then you're jumping 2 hours forward because of daylight savings and a different time zone. It was just like, holy shit. So we get into, here, I'm going to throw up the map for, here we go. We got Google Maps of Anchorage, which is like, if you didn't know, Anchorage is like 2,000 square miles. I did not know that. Or at least the region of it, I should say. But it's pretty big. So Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, situated right here. We come in, we fly in. This is a gorgeous airport. This is a really nice airport, like relatively new, I think, in the past like 20 years or something, compared to the Kahului Airport in Maui, which is like 40, 50 years old, and still doesn't support the amount of people that have come in because there's just so many people. Anyways, I divert. We get in, we take a taxi all the way from here to Captain Cook Hotel, which is actually a really good hotel. I recommend you guys stay here if you can. It's situated in downtown Anchorage. A lot of hotels down here too, but most of the hotels around are usually you see. Where's the airport? Is around here. That's where you get a lot of like Marriott, Courtyard, Holiday Express, and all that stuff. That's okay, but you want to be in the action here. And it was actually like 50% off when we booked it. So I think it came out to like $600 for 2 nights, for a double, which was like not bad for everything else too, for how like really crazy it is. It's like a 4-star hotel, which is, Hilton Anchorage is, 3-star and all that stuff. It wasn't that bad. Like the Marriott is 3-star. Like they had their lower level lobby was just like pools, exercise, and all that stuff. I didn't go there because I don't need that stuff. But there's just tons of restaurants. It's a pretty cool thing. Also, coming here, I think we ended up here at like 6, getting our bags 6 in the morning, and we show up and we're like, okay. Hotels are usually check in are 2 to 3 is the usual thing, and we're showing up there at 5 o'clock off a red eye where I haven't slept maybe about an hour, and then my dad, he was pretty knocked off, and we just got off the plane and we're just sitting there. It's like, okay, can you give us a room? Here's our reservations. Here's my ID. Blah blah blah. And he's like, boop 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 boop. Yeah, I'm gonna help you out. Boop boop boop. Done. Here's your key. Boom. And that's something that I actually haven't experienced in other hotels too. It's just like, hey, you gotta be here. If you come here any earlier, you're gonna have to wait. And so, even on my way back from Kodiak and doing here another night, it was pretty cool. Like that's. Like, we showed up at 9 and we're able to get in. And I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Of course, there's no late checkout. But we hung out at Captain Cook for a little bit and did some touring around here. Just kind of getting a lay of the land. This is pretty basic Captain Cook. I got some pictures right here. So let me see here. Can I do a slideshow? Oh, we'll just do this. There we go. So this is kind of that area too. So the thing, if you don't know about Alaska, it's really fucking north, and it's kind of daylight all the time. Even in the summer, we're talking about maybe 20 hours of actual full daylight. So it was pretty crazy. Let's see here. Oh, no, wrong button, wrong button. So we check out here. We go down to, just check out the Fifth Avenue. We went to a mall just to check it out. It was just like, I've never been to a mall in probably like 5 years, and I wanted to check this out, see what it is, because it's like, it's a mall. There's like nobody there. There is nothing there. It was really crazy. Let's see. Do I got any photos of that? Let's see here. So this is, again, sorry, did I go back? The tides are also pretty nuts too. So this could go all the way out and all the way back. If you're familiar with this area, this is actually a really hard area to navigate by boat because there's just sandbars all over the fucking place. Also, this is 80 miles away. Though it was overcast, very clear day. We also saw a nice big dog here. Kind of their visitor center area. I think it was like, yeah, right here. Kind of little hub of some things going on. We also, what was it? Let's see, go back here. We kind of just hung around kind of the day we came in, and then we're like, okay, let's do something. So we went to the Anchorage Zoo, which is way over, where is it? It's really far away. Right here. Now, from the look of it, it actually doesn't look that big, but it's actually pretty spread out. In terms of my experiences with zoos, I've been to the Woodland Zoo in Seattle and the Point Defense Zoo in Tacoma, Zoo and Aquarium. I would say this is a fine zoo, but it was kind of lackluster, I felt like. It a lot of cages, a lot of like a lot of just kind of fenced in stuff. With the Point Defense and the Woodland Zoo, it's not like these kind of chain link fence. It's more of just like open area and a lot of, kind of big fence things like big bars and stuff. We saw a lot of, it was kind of woody area. Like it wasn't really, I don't know. Like there was a lot of, it was literally grown up. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it was, we saw animals and stuff. A lot of them were not there because they were sleeping or something, but it was just like a lot of kind of, I don't know. It seemed like a weird zoo, but I heard good, sorry, got a runny nose. I heard good things about it. Here's a camel shedding, some alpacas or llamas, I forget, caribou, some eagles. I think this is a cougar. Here's some bears. But it was kind of cool. Like I was expecting a little bit more, but it wasn't that bad. It just felt like it was a little bit overgrown in some of the, I would say, in some of the kind of presentation of it. The goat, some swans, another wolf, more wolves, black bear. There was also a cub area, which was kind of cool. This bear was peed on by this bear, which was kind of hilarious. Okay. We're moving on here. So once we'd gotten with that, we went back, and then the next day was our flight to Kodiak. And if you don't know about Kodiak, it's pretty gnarly. It's way over here. So this is 20 miles. It's an hour flight from jet from Anchorage to Kodiak Airport. There's pretty much Alaskan is the only one. There used to be some another Ryanair used to be there, but now they're gone. So we arrive here. They actually had to land twice, or try to land twice, because there was like 100 foot of visibility, or the elevation of the clouds were so low. So it was just like really low. So, the plane, I think the plane was, I don't know which direction it was coming from. I'm going to assume it's coming from this way. Supposedly, you can't come in from this way because there's just a giant, let's see here. Can I get a terrain? Terrain. Where's terrain? No, where's terrain? Maybe here? No, go away. Holy crap. Oh, layers. Terrain. So there's, a giant, 3,000 foot 2,500-foot mountain right here. So you're usually coming through here, and here. And so our first attempt was like, we were off. We were coming in like this. So they had to pull up, come around, and fly again. But it was really just overcast, really low clouds. It was nice, We kind of sat there for a while waiting for our shuttle. We stayed at the Kodiak Inn. I do not recommend going there unless you have to. There is another place here. What is this place? A Quality Inn. This is an inn. This is not quality. Everybody I've talked to, at least from my family, said don't stay there. It's not that quality. The general manager is also really weird. I've heard reports that she is constantly in a bathrobe. She locks the doors at 10, so if you come in, after that, you have to buzz her in from her place. And she'll also be very personal about her kind of life, and so she would talk about really private things to you. So it's really weird. But from there, we stayed at the Kodiak Inn, the Best Western, which is kind of this is Kodiak right here. This is like downtown Kodiak, like where's Walmart? Like Walmart is over here. Let's see. It's over here. Where is it? It's probably over here somewhere. Oh, right there. This is the Walmart that was famous. Where it's like, hey, yeah, where does Mr. Worldwide want to? I forget Bulldog want to be. I think his name. Whatever. And they sent him there. So that was fun. I think we stayed 2 nights here, or 1 night. I don't remember. We stayed 2 nights here on the way here. Had dinner, had lunch at Henry's, which I do strongly recommend. Side note, the services in Hawaii, or in Kodiak, is actually pretty shitty. We've been to several restaurants and the service is just really bad. But Henry's was actually pretty good. The food's not bad. Then we stayed at the Chart Room, which I do recommend not actually eating, as their service is really bad and their food is like mediocre. From there, we took a seaplane from Trident Sea Basin, which is right here. Let's see if I got some photos here. Got some time. See all the photos. Okay. Okay, we don't. No. Okay, here we go. So they're all float planes. There we go. I guess I was going the wrong way. We took a mail plane. So since Kodiak is so isolated, there's kind of villages throughout the place. If you want to have mail delivered, it's not through the UPS, it's through a contracted airline. And then they fly all over the place in their float planes. So from there, we took, let's see here. Let's go this way. We took a Beaver is what they call it, a float plane. Okay, let's see here if I can get the exit. There we go. Okay, let me try this. I got a couple videos here. Which one's us taking off? Here it is. Hold on. Let me get this figured out. There we go. Boop. We're doing this live. Make sure this is actually pretty good too. There we go. Okay. We'll turn this down. This is it's pretty cool. It's going on a float plane. It's something that you don't do. Like they have that in Seattle, but they don't. It's only for like remote areas and stuff. But where we're going through is let's see here. Where is Kodiak? So we're going right through this island, this inlet right here. This is Pete. He's a pretty cool guy. He was pretty much just doing his job for yeah, can I meet that? For, mail planes, you kind of are like, okay, so you could actually put on passengers here, and it's actually not that bad a price, but you're very limited on the weight you can put on, and then we'll fly you to your place, and then deliver mail to that place, and then deliver mail to other places. But it's pretty, like, it's crazy to think that you're like, you're on you're on the water and now you're flying and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Let's back up here. Okay, that just is gonna go. Is that gonna go? How do I turn that off? Did it lock up? No, okay, we're good here. Let's see here. Let's go back. No, not too soon. Spoilers. So we took some shots of this is the airport, and so you can see they call it barometer. It's like right here, so it's a pretty sharp drop off. But it's like there's like literally nothing. There's just wilderness throughout this whole area, and it's pretty crazy. Oh, that's a shitty one. And then we land in. Hold on, let's go here. We landed in Larson Bay. This is where we have a family cabin, and we kind of stayed there for about 5 days, I think, 4 nights, and it was pretty crazy. Like there's just nothing out there. We got to do some fishing and all that stuff. Let's see here. Here we go. We got to see an otter. Of course, taking a picture with your phone sucks because, this otter is like 100 feet away, but you got to use the digital zoom. Here's the otter. Again, I think this thing's like 5 feet long. It's massive, but I supposedly, the otters are a huge nuisance now. Because it was overcast too, really shitty photos, so you had to overexpose some of this stuff. Here we are going to go fishing for the first time. Let's see, can we go that? There we go. But without the overcast, it was actually really not bad. It was, of course, get windy, but it wasn't that bad. We're talking about like maybe 50 degrees, which is, I don't mind. I guess in the middle of summer, it's not that bad. Are we leaving here? So we didn't catch anything. I caught a cod. And we just released it. My aunt just caught a cod too, and we put that into crab. There's like no crab in this bay. This is Uiak Bay. So here's the cabin too. It's kind of a family business stuff. It's kind of cool. It's like really rustic. There is very little internet there, and between 3 people of my dad. And 2 of my aunts, were on Facebook, constantly looking at videos and stuff. And then my dad was just constantly looking at emails. The internet was gone. Like, it was gone all the time. Because it was on a data cap, and the bandwidth of it was really low. We also went to, let's see here, Bronze Lagoon, which is way over here. And, is this it? These don't have names. No, this is it. So this is a pretty cool place. Of course, this doesn't. Let's see if we can get some actually satellite. We get satellite. There we go. We should probably do satellite. So because of the tides, we also, if it's high enough, you can actually bring a boat all the way up to the river. But we didn't. It was still not that high. This is where my aunt kind of laid rest my uncle, who died a couple years ago from just a brain thing. It was really sad. I really liked him. I had some good memories of him, and it sucked that he had to suffer so much, because he went to doctors all over the world, or over America, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and they found out what was going on 3 months before he died. And so it's like, oh, this is what it is. Also, you have 3 months to live. So it was kind of shitty. But it was really cool up there. He used to love fishing up here. And we talked about stories about going up here. During lower tide, you would take up this trail and all that stuff. There's good salmon fishing there. Also, you can see I'm overexposing some of these photos because it's just so fucking dark. Here we saw some deer. We saw a lot of deer. It was pretty crazy. So here is inside my kind of I guess I should have taken more photos of the camp, but we didn't. Here is a bear. This thing was shot by my grandpa probably in the 70s and 80s. And then because this is a hunting lodge, they had some real hunting rifles. So it's pretty cool. Some 308s and all that stuff. I don't know the caliber on all that stuff, but it was pretty cool. So this is what the tide would be. So, couple pictures back here. You can see, like, both these things are floating, and then low tide. I guess, yeah, low tide, it's all gone. But, like, we were talking about, like, look, it got really clear out there. You would almost look like it was a lake out there, which was really nice. We saw some eagles on a walk. It's just so clear sometimes. Um, just so glassy. And the water would be pretty clear too, especially if it was nice and calm out and the tide was low. There's more shots of the camp. I don't know what this is. This might be a fox. I think the fox is like right here. You can see my mouse. You can't see my mouse. Okay. And then one day we decided to go and try to see some whales. So we went up to, where is this place? Is this name? Yeah, we went up to I think this is it. Yeah, Bird Rock. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Because we know some people here. And try to find some whales, like fin whales and gray whales and humpbacks or something. Because this is kind of where they feed, because in the summer. We didn't find anything, but we saw some Sultan sea lions, puffins, and bunch of sea otters right here. Then we went back. That was fun. That was fun. I was just didn't really care about whales. I'm not really a big fan of whales. It was just more of just seeing the majesty of just kind of this area. Here we have some Sultan sea lions. That's the kind of the male, the alpha thing, like weighs a ton. And it kind of just lays there while all the other seals, do its thing. Some nicer ones. Here's some puffins, the state bird. Some more. The sun came out, so I thought I'd take. Just look at always phone pictures. Make sure you have proper lighting. I have a DSLR, but I didn't bring it because I thought it would break on something. But it's just sunlight makes a whole lot better. Here's some panoramics. This is just such a gorgeous, pristine area. Some more sea otters. We have their stream. That's where they get the water. They can just leave the water running. It's not a well. It's through the river itself. He has a generator, some solar panels, and then also has a dam up there. But the dam, because the stream's volume is so low, it generates like 2 watts. But the whole house altogether generates, 8. So it's not enough to power the house. But he has a diesel generator. It's just, I was still blown away of just how clear everything was. Of course, there was overcast, but it's just like, it just looked so, it was crazy. Like, here's the stream. I thought this was a better picture, but I wasn't. We tried to put out the crab pot a couple times. Couldn't find any crabs or anything. I guess we found sand lice, which are little crustaceans that live on the bottom that eat off little dead things. So it wasn't that great. But it was just it was all gorgeous. Of course, once the wind picked up and we're going on the boat, it got really cold because of that wind chill. Here we got some sea lions. There's sea lions. Then up ahead from here, we got some bears. This is actually the first time I've actually seen bears in the wild. Though I've been back at the camp several times, I've never actually seen bears in the wild. Of course, this is all zoomed in. They're just kind of foraging for kind of fish around this area. 2 of these bears run off. This bear right here just kind of hangs around, and here's a shot without the zoom. Digital zoom sucks. It really does. So I was only using it hoping to get some good shit, but this is bad. This is bad. What digital zoom is it crops it and then kind of expands it to the resolution. But tons of rivers and waterfalls throughout the whole thing. I thought this was pretty cool. Really roaring river up here. It's still crazy that there was still kind of white-capped snow, mountains in Kodiak. So here's the mail plane, which is kind of cool. They come, twice a week, and they drop off mail. And here we have a deer with his, two to baby deers, which is kind of cool. Here we are with the plane kind of landing the pieces up. So there's two types of ways to get to kind of most of the areas. You can either take the mail plane, which is you're going with the mail to the place, or you can take charter planes. This is Kodiak Air Service. Really recommend this. This guy's, I think his name is Willie. He's the guy. He's the guy. Like he's the guy. He's like the king of the air, I think. But it was just, so gorgeous out here, Got up in the clouds and stuff. It's June 25th, and it's just like, it's crazy, it's a lake that's kind of almost frozen over in June. But I assume this, there used to be glaciers here and all that stuff. You could totally tell by if you know anything about geology, there used to be a glacier. You could totally tell by the slope. And it's just, wow, this is just so clear and pristine. Then once we got back, we kind of, wait, what is that? Nope, close that. Once we got back, we went to, let's go back to the terrain. We went back to Kodiak for the night. Where are we at? Harbor, okay. And we checked out the where is it? It's right here. Why is it not showing up? But the Kodiak Museum, History Museum, which is kind of cool. Kind of a history about, the impact of, fur traders, Russian traders and all that stuff coming in. Supposedly it's the oldest house in Alaska. They also have this statue over here. But it was like really cool. It was like, $10 per person, and it was like we were in there for an hour. And I do recommend. There was a museum across the street, like right. I don't understand why none of this is showing. Maybe. Wait, where is it? It's somewhere here. That's the Coast Guard. Okay, there we go. Right there, it even heard me. The Kodiak History Museum. The Kodiak Natural Wildlife Refuge Visitor Center was actually closed for COVID, so we couldn't go there. Then we went back we stayed at the Kodiak Inn. Some of the restaurants that we checked out, all the restaurants are pretty decent. I recommend checking out Henry's. There's also a place called, I totally forgot about this. Noodles, which is around here, which is a pretty good place. Asian food, more Thai. Then we also stayed at Kodiak Hana. I don't know why they call it Kodiak Hana. No relationship to Hana, the place in Maui. Or it's an Asian place, pretty hip and cool. I do recommend, but the service was god awful. We had a big party there, but I think what really pissed me off was that we got there. He was giving out the tabs to everybody, which was not a problem. Everybody got their own tab, no problem, instead of groups. And then he left, and then 10 minutes later came back. He's like, okay, I'm picking these up. 10 minutes later, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I was so pissed. So yeah, overall, Kodiak's it's pretty cool. If you're going there to visit, there's the key things are fishing, hunting, Kodiak brown bear, which is the second biggest bear on the planet, and fishing, and sightseeing. You're gonna have a good time. From there, we went back to Anchorage on a pretty early flight. Back to the Captain Cook. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Back to the Captain Cook. Stay there for one more night. When we got in, we went to the Anchorage Museum, which is a place I do recommend. We were going to try to go to the Science Museum, which is somewhere around here. But we stayed about an hour and a half there, which was kind of cool. Let's see if I got any photos there. Here we go. They had this really weird top exhibit, which was all about sound. And I'm like, this is weird. Very weird. And then the second one was all about women power, which was kind of cool. I didn't take much pictures, but there was this. I thought this was pretty cool. really, changed to the patriarch. Just, just long pubes and long hair. And then there was also this quilt. It's a vagina quilt. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. And they also had an art gallery too. There's a lot of cool stuff there. Like there was an exhibit on kind of flight, because like Anchorage is like the 5th biggest cargo airport in the world. And so let's see, let's go back to the map here. So you have a lot of stuff coming from around the world. If you this of course this is a flat area. If this is a globe, a lot of stuff going into Europe from Asia goes through here now, because it's all kind of opened up over the past 10 years instead of going through Panama, because you're going northward up and around instead of having to go through Panama. Because you got to cross this Pacific. Look how, there's a long way. There's like 60,000 miles. And then over here, it's not that bad, of course, because we're on a flat, map. It's not that far. Then you can end up in Iceland, UK, with all the Asian stuff, which is kind of crazy. And we saw this thing. This thing's pretty cool. It's just feathers, pink feathers. I had a bit about this. I guess for when WoW hunters think what they look like when they fire volley. Am I right, guys? Am I right? And that's me. Okay, that's it. But yeah, it was interesting. I kind of, my mom wasn't. I couldn't feel it for my mom, and it's sometimes alcohol is bad. It's just as bad as a lot of drugs, because it's a socially acceptable drug and it does a lot of damage. I have my caveats about marijuana, whatever. It gives me a headache when I smell it, but that's me. If you want to smoke it, go ahead. The ramifications are minute. We still don't know the full extent of what marijuana can do, and so we need better studies. But it sucks that I really don't have any good memories of my mom. It's this. I kind of wish I had better memories, and makes you think about your life and all that stuff. About, hey, yeah, my mom wasn't bad. She wasn't a bad mom, but with the alcohol flowing, there would be a lot of yelling. There was a lot of yelling in my house. And so it's just, a thing you live with. I wish I kind of didn't have to live with it, but, sooner or later, someone's going to have to do it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this very long video. If you're still watching, thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I did, on a side note, I should try to do a video over there and like a taste testing video of some gummies, and it didn't turn out well. So I don't post everything. I workshop it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.